Díomh a chuir de gael. Is me se Arlene agus ba me libse iniu chun bioganín play a dhéanamh chósaí filiochta agus go hóirithe ba muid ag dúrasteach Jack ar Scoil. So, mar atá is a gcuibh oché caithfí sibh staidir a dhéanamh an Filíocht mar a chuid den tra hósreach. So we have to study poetry as part of our junior cycle. Agus tá sé tábhachtach go bhfuil na dáanta ar ólas a gcuibh. So it's really important that you know all of the poems that you are studying. Iniu, tá muid na chun díreasteach ar Jack ar Scoil. So we're going to have a look at Jack ar Scoil ar dús. By muid ag caint faoin dawn in a omlán ar dús. So we're going to have a look at the poem itself, first of all. An sin ba me díreasteach ar téimi agus ar íomhána agus ceisna eile a hagan suas ar an bopper. So we're going to have a look at themes, images, and then other different questions that tend to come up on the papers. Comá le sin támuid chun díreasteach ar abertí úsáideacha gur féidir lua agus a úsáid. Then we're going to have a look at some useful vocabulary, useful sentences that you can use when you are writing answers. Bunathe ar chósaí filiochta. Agus comach le sin ag an deireadh, and then at the end támuid chun díreasteach ar ceistena scrúdaithe. Okay, and then we're going to have a little look at some exam style questions. So, sin an size legan amach atá a gcuin. So that's kind of our legan amach, our layout. Agus leanamid araig inis. So, mar atá is a grif, as you guys already know, caithfí sibh staidir a dhéanamh ar dáanta no are wrong. So you have to study some poems and or are wrong, a song. So arish piocan sibse iad le chéile le ver gweid múdóri agus tegan sib go bhfuil cuaig bharc is fethe ag dul le hai na ceiste seo. And 25 marks going for this question. So arish Bhí an ceist seo ann ar na pápar scrúdaithe le cúpla bliain anuas. This question has come up in exam papers le cúpla bliain anuas in the last couple of years. Agus baimmuidne ag díreasteach ar ceistna scrúdaithe rih deireadh an teisiú seo. So, céir iad na dáanta atá déanta ag cuibh ar Scoil. So, arís, is cosú go mbeidh cúpla ceann mar an ggéine ag gach duine, agus seans go mbeidh cúpla ceann difriúla ag daoine chomh. So again, some people will have studied the same poems, some people will have different ones. Okay, is comma, doesn't matter once you all have poems studied. So, sin cúpla sampli de ránta atá daoine agus atá daltaí á staidir faoi láthair. So, Jack ar Scoil le Daireana Ní Chinnéide sin ceann amháin agus ba muidne ag díreasteach ar an dáin seo inniu. Comá le sin an grá le column Bratnach nuair a churann column béim ar an ngrá atá aige dá áit dhúchas. Don dolara arís, Don dolara le Mícheál ó Hinnéide arís, tá an fila an sa, tá sé ag molú a inin, agus féicfimid an áiliocht atá i ngachrod sa dáin sin. Comach leis an nádúir, agus déanann an fila chomparáid idir nádúir agus áiliocht a inin. And the poet makes a nice comparison between nature and the beauty of his daughter. Stadoliacht le Marcus Machongal, sin an ceann bunathe ar technoliacht. So the fear fáca ag stad an bus tuis go raibh sé gafa lena ón póca. So he was left at the bus stop because he was so engrossed in his phone. Agus tásáis teagstrucht le éhfuil isteach an sin, tásáis ceacht le elam an sin. So there is kind of a little message to be learned from that one. Beidir go mbíonn gachtain a gafa lena bhón póca na léitheanta seo. Agus is dá dat simply é sin. Agus ceann eile an gealach le Daireana Ní Chinnéide. So, seo liste de nábartí úsáideacha gur féidir libhse a úsáid nuair atá sibh ag caint faoi na dáanta an sin. So, rachmid tríd cúpla ceann acu. So, churann an file béim air. So, churann an file béim air. So the poet puts an emphasis, okay? Cilíonn béim emphasis. So the poet puts an emphasis on blank. Churann an file béim air. Tá nasc idir, mar shampla, X agus Y Sudan. So there is a link between X and Y in the poem. Now, fake for me to sample de bríthir séir an seo. We see an example of bríthir séir an seo. Crohítar Eva de. So an image, Eva, an image of blank is created. Crohítar Eva de. Déanann an file comparáid idir X agus Y. So the poet compares, comparáid, to compare, the poet compares X agus Y. Churann an file béim air blank chun an téma a chur in úl dúin. So the poet puts an emphasis on blank, could be Ivana, Maffer, whatever, chun an téma a chur in úl dúin, to show us or to kind of illustrate the theme to us. Léiritar blank go soléir sa dán. So léiritar blank go soléir sa dán. So blank is shown clearly in the poem. So mar shampla léiritar grá go soléir dúin sa dán. No léiritar brón go soléir dúin sa dán. Cilíonn an mafar sin agus lean tú araig. So the metaphor means da da da. Hey, Rod. Playing on fila blank. So the poet discusses. The shaft on mriher play. So coming from the verb play. So the poet discusses blank. Banter úsáid as. So use is made of blank. Banter úsáid as blank chun béim a chur air. So use is made of blank chun béim a chur air. So use is made of mar shampla beidir Ivana banter úsáid as Ivana chun béim a chur air an téma beidir rud éigean ar nós sin. So, by muidin ag teach the rach chuig na habertí seo I gceann tamalín. So we're going to come back to these sentences. Agus by muid ag caint faoi na habertí nuair a bhai an dán Jeaic ar Scoil déintegrainn. So we're going to be talking about these sentences when we have the poem Jeaic ar Scoil. Críoch na aghainn agus ag déanamh comparáid was conas gur féidir lo iad úsáid, and how we could use these sentences when we're talking about Jeaic ar Scoil. So, lena mi draig chuig an dán Jeaic ar Scoil le Daireana Ní Chinnéide. So glan diet ganamh na trá is oscail an duras don over. Run earth féin éide, go bricach sléthe na léine, the winnéil óg beag, is go dógfar ón musca na bróga, a mulla lethar ina anam a gut, tá tú sé mbliana díis. So sin an céad verse an sin. Agus féic for me to size Eva we let an seo. So, sa céad físa ansa. An Eva atá ann ná tús na Scoil bliana. So tús an blian atá I gceist anseo. So, tús atá I gceist. So tá Jack ag cur aid a scola féin. So Jack, he's putting on his aid a scola, his school uniform. Féic famíd an piece of das anseo. Is go dóg her own muscan and rogue a mulla lahar in an got. So this nice piece here. And he's talking about on fila a kind an jar, to she a kind an sa fui musca na roga. So the poet here is talking about that smell of leather that you get when you take out new shoes out of a box. Okay. And the poet is saying that this is a lovely, lovely smell. So tá Jack tá sé rige chun dul arash chuig an Scoil. So is cosú gur mí manfóver atá I gceist anseo. Agus tá sé ré chun dul arash ar Scoil. So féic míid ar versa a dó. Díanas le húbhracht do chróga. Is tú ag déanamh ar stad an bhus. Ná póg mé mam a dúris, I'll wait by myself. Casachas mahála ma bhabín óg. Go dicach fós ein ihe Fui ceolbhrán brochalach na maidina. So, tá Eva jazz le écháil anseo, agus tá Eva bunathe stad an bhus. So, tá an bhóthar agus an mac ag stad an bus. So, the mum, the mother, and the son are at the bus stop. So, tá Jack ar bís, tá sé ag dul ar Scoil, nó ag fila arás ar an Scoil. Agus tá siad ag stad an bus. Agus dúirt an ladín óg, ná póg mé a bham, I'll wait by myself. So don't kiss me, Mom. I'll wait by myself. So léiríonn sé sin gur duine neamhspleácha nó gur páiste neamhspleácha. So that shows that he is independent. Agus an focail sin neamhspleách. He's independent. So, tá dachar bhís chun dul ar Scoil, ach ó thaobh na bhóthar de, tá si beag an nervhíseach béid. Maybe she's a little bit nervous. Ach, léiríonn an caidreamh seo, go bhfuil she ag imeacht do bhaile, she's going home, agus tá si sásta Jack a ágáil ag stad an bus. Mar higann she understands go bhfuil sé ag fása níos. She understands that he's growing up. Okay, and he wants a little bit of freedom, a little bit of saoirse. So casachas mahála ma bhabín óg. So I turn my heels on my young baby. Go digigh fós ein ihe that he's just grown overnight. Fui ceolbhrán brochalach na maidina against this lovely kind of morning dew. So, léiríonn sé sin go duine neamhspleách Jack. So it shows that Jack is neamhspleách, that he's independent. Is siúlas isteach a bhaile, go dtí céin lethúil bhéin gurtin. Go nimóg sé sláán, go chlogthach an eolam le fisreacht tartfar gan trón, tá sé milliúna díis. So, in verse 3, tá an bhóthar sa bhaile inis. Okay, so tá an bhóthar, tá si sa bhaile inis. Agus tá si ag fécint amach faoin gurtin. So she's kind of looking out, she's fécint amach an inniu. She's looking out the window. Okay, faoin gurtin. Okay, out from the curtain. So tá si fós ag fécint an ladín óg. So she's still looking at this young fella, okay, mock her son. Agus tásúil eici go méic sé go bra ar Scoil. So she hopes that he's okay at school. Agus go mai sé ag fálam and that he's going to be learning. agus go mai sé ré don tíirme seo, and that he's going to be ready for the next school term. So Rish, tá neart mochuáin le echoil an sin. So lots of different emotions there. Okay, tá si beag an nervíiseach an sin, she's nervous. Tá is eki go bhfuil apáiste ag fós níos. She understands that her son, he's ag fós níos, he's growing up now. Luis leat féin ceol is fé grá de bhaintíre. Farin beag seancríne a cá cheall an soch chana. Le de chuúlah donna lethe le chiantas as bheith bio sa téal. Nach álan a bheith 6 milliúna díos. So, sa verse sa Daireanach an sin. So, in the last verse there, I verse sa 4. Tá sé ag caint faoine mach. So, she's talking about her son. Agus tá sé á bhola chomá. She's praising him. Déir si go bhfuil sé cosú le farin beag sean chríoine. So she says he's like a wise old man. Go bhfuil neart ólas aige agus go bhfuil íontas agus inú le eáil an. And there's this kind of surprising element to be seen in him. Agus críochníonn an dáin le gá abert. Nach álan a bheith 6 milliúna díos. Isn't it lovely to be 6 years old? So, current she béim an sin a mach. So she kind of puts an emphasis there on her son and the innocence that comes with youth, coma. So, fake for me done seo an sais board scale atá nascatha an seo leis an don Jeaic ar Scoil agus go bhfuil sé ag stal an bhós agus an mam ag fécinn amach an curtain or an curtain agus a leit. So cúpla stór focail nascatha leis an don seo. So rís tá sé bunathe ar bhúcail óg dar bhan an Jeaic. Agus tá sé sular go bhfuil grá tiismóthóir le éáil sa fios seo. So it's really clear that we can see a parent's love le éáil sa fios seo. And anyone that has studied Don Daireana, you'll see it from the father's point of view. An grá atá ag an athair dá ini. Ach, sa fios seo, féach sa míid an grá atá ag an máthair dá mach. So rís, go cosúlachtaí idir Don Daireana agus Jeaic ar Scoil, mátá na donta sin déinte got. Féach sa míid neamhsplóchas an sin, so we see independence. Tá sé sin le éáil go soléir sa don, so that can be seen really clearly sa don seo. Tá íomhánna deasa ann sa don seo, mar hampla stad an bhos, agus an íomhá den bhúcail óg ag stad an bhos. Agus comát na sin féach sa míid íomhá deas den bhóthair, agus ag fécint amach féin gurtin. Cosantacht an sin. So tá máthair sais cosantacht faoine mach. So she's kind of protective of him. Ach, tain si bháile mar higann si go bhfuil mach ag fós níos. So she goes home because she understands that her son is growing up. Agus tá grá le éáil go soléir sa don seo. And we can clearly see love in this poem. So, céird é téma an don, agus hagan an ceist seo anuas ar na pápar scrúdathe an tamar fad. So, is é grá téma an don seo. So, cínte grá tiismóthóra. So, a parent's love. So tá grá hisismóthóra le éáil sa fios seo. So tá an grá ag máthair Jeaic dá mach, tá Jeaic 6 milliúna díos agus é ag dul ar Scoil. So he's 6 years old, he's going back to school. Ach tá máthair Jeaic nervíiseach. She's a little bit nervous. Ba bha le Jeaic fannacht ina éonar ag stad an bhos. So Jack, he wants to stay on his own, ag stad an bus. Agus léironn sé sin gur duine neamhsplach é. And that shows that he is neamhsplach. He's independent. Agus tain an móthair a bháile ach fécinn she amach an inniu. But she goes home, but she's still ag fécint amach an inniu. Okay, ag déanamh check Jack. Always having a little check on Jack. Now, tá Iomhána dasa le écáil sa dáin seo. So there's really nice images to be seen in this poem. Agus tá íomhá faoi le I ngach verse in a rira. So it's mainly an image in every verse of this poem. Sa céad verse nuair atá Jack ag cur éide scoile féin. Tá sé foil réad an Scoil when he's getting ready for school. Verse a dó, tá Jack ag stad an bus when Jack is at the bus stop. Agus a dúnar a dúir sé lena bham ná póg mé a bham a dúirs I'll wait by myself. Verse a trí, tá an bmháthair tá si ag fécint amach an inniu agus féach famíd na mothúcáin atá le écáil sa verse sin. Agus I verse a cethair, tá an bmháthair tá si á bhola an búcail óg. She is praising this young boy. So, foimid Eva de bhúcail óg atá sé líana díis agus ag dul ar asir Scoil. Is duine neamhsplach é, so again, he's independent. Dear an fille gur sean ar beag é, cé go bhfuil sé líana díis. So the poet, she describes him as an old man, a little old man, even though he's only 6 years old. Okay, ach léironn sé sin gur duine saisbéidir cliste é. Tá sé críanna nó stúma dar leis an villa. So rís neart tuairmí chun cur síos a dhéanamh Jack. A rís, cén Eva a daithníonn live nuair atá si bheith fécint an dáin. So, má éicimíonn sin, tá ceann amháin bunathe stad an bus, agus Jack ag stad an bus. Tá ceann eile an sin bunathe an máthair, agus I ag fécint amach an inniu. Agus tá Eva eile bunathe Jack, agus ag foil réad an Scoil, agus ag cur brog agus éadi scoile féin on his shoes and his uniform for school. Agus tá Eva eile ann. And we have another image. Nuair atá an máthair á bhola when the mom is praising him. So, Kara Eva gur féidir le bheith Again, could ask you in a question, describe your favorite image. So, Dane Keensha go bhfuil tú an ann cur síos a dhéanamh, so make sure you are able to describe it. So, cúpla Albert contour na curniu, so to kind of express your opinion about something, okay? So, hachan an dáin lum mar tá lán Iomhána dasa sa dáin. So I like the poem because there's lots of nice images in the poem. Agus an sin, caiith tú ferbert in dhéanamh, then you describe the images. Ni cín a daithníonn live. Músclíonn an Eva de ghaineamh na trá, cuimhní an teire mo chuimhne. So, músclíonn. So, coming from the verb there, múscail, which means to awake. So, the image of the sand, trá or ghaineamh na trá, so the sand of the beach, that image, it awoken cuimhní an teire mo chuimhne. So it awoken summer memories in my mind. So it's piece of dasé sin. Agus is cuimhin leis, no is cuimhin libse, beidir, nuair bhí sibse níos óige. Okay, it might also awaken different memories in your head when you were old, or nuair bhí sib féin ag dul ar Scoil, or maybe when you were going to school. Tá sé soléir agus taitneamh. The poem is very clear and it's taitneamh. It's enjoyable. Is matlan tema an gros a dawn? So I like the theme of love in the poem. Fécim cosúlachtaí idir an dawn seo agus mo héal féin. So I see similarities. Cosúlachtaí. I see similarities in this poem between this poem and my life. Bíonn mo bhóthair cosantucht uaireanta. My mum or my mother is protective sometimes. Or you could change it to the ahar no péidirna. Tedéil. So, ceist eile. An ceapan sibh gur tedéil a rúnach an tedéil seo. So do you think it's a rúnach? An focail seo, a rúnach, suitable? Do you think the title of the poem is suitable? So, well, Dane check. Céir de ceapan tú. Do you think it's suitable? Jeaic or Scoil? Well, in my féin, my opinion, I would say yes. Mar tá sé bunathe ar buacail óg agus ag dul ar Scoil. It's a young boy and he's going to school. So sin tau. So in my no Daireana. Okay, just when you're talking about something, in my opinion, or according to me, is tedéil a rúnach Jeaic or Scoil don dawn seo. So it is a suitable title. Okay, tedéil cíonn sé sin title. So it is a suitable title for this poem. Tá Jeaic ag fila arash an Scoil tar éis léithinte Sira. So he's returning back to school after summer holidays. Tá an tedéil an effectach Daireana. So the title is very effective, according to me. So, sin go bra, sin just cúpla samplaí éagsúla, few different examples. Now, tháinig an ceist seo anuas ar cúpla count in a break scrúdathe agus a léhéid, so sometimes this question can come up. So Dane cínse go bhfuil sé ar ólas a gcuid. So make sure you know it. Bhúscail an dawn ein bhuachán on it. So look at again, we have that word bhúscail, to awaken. So did it awaken any emotions in you? Bhúscail an dawn ein bhuachán on it. Did it awaken any emotions in you? Conas a hui an dawn I bhaim earth. How did the poem affect you? So, na ceisna seo, these two questions, they're asking you about mohucán and how you feel about the poem. So, orintha nuair éiceann daoine na ceisna seo, bíonn siad mheascathe suas an sin. Sometimes people are totally confused. Agus áiríonn siad trí na céile, and people become upset because they don't know what they mean. Ach, tá siad da himplí, but they're nice and simple when you know exactly what's happening. So, féic bhí sibh an seo. Cúpla things. Cúpla run an seo. So cínte bhúscail an dawn blank on them. So these are kind of ways to start it. So you usually would start it, state what kind of emotion it awakens in you or how it affected you, and then explain. Okay, the samplaí own dawn with examples from the poem. So ma éiceann tú an seo. Cínte bhúscail an dawn blank on them. So certainly this poem awoken blank in me. Okay. Hui sé I bhaim go mór orm, so it really affected me. Hui sé I bhaim go mór orm. No, cur sé blank orm. Cur sé brón orm. Cur sé áthas orm. It put whatever emotion. We're talking about emotions, you put them on you. So it put whatever emotion on you. And then mínig an ceann sin, and then explain the emotion. Okay. So, tá sé sin déanta agat. So, mínig tú le cabhair ó na habartí seo. So, you explain what it is the emotion, céir é an mohucán, and then samplaí nó takeíocht ón dawn, and then give yourself some examples, okay, or takeíocht ón dawn, support from the poem, okay, and we'll cúpla quotes agat. Have you a few quotes that you can use, okay? Níl neartig tassel, you don't need loads, just one or two. So, mar hampla, how much kun ceanna chuir chéile? Let's try one together. So, bhúscail an dawn ein bhuachán on it. Okay. Well, what did it do? Yes, bhúscail an dawn áthas on it. Right. So if I put in áthas here, okay. It awoken happiness in me. Well, why? Why did it awaken happiness in me? Féicimid or féicim grá go solar sa dain seo, maybe. I see love clearly in the poem. Tá an grá ag an máthair dá mach. So the mom, she has a lot of love for her son. Tá Jack séimlí ina díis, agus fágan si é ina éonar ag stad an bus. She leaves him on his own at the bus stop. Tush go diggin si go bhfuil sé ag fása níos, because she understands he's growing up, agus léiríonn sé sin gur duine neamhsplach é. And that shows that he is independent. And then we can put in a quote there somewhere along the lines. Okay, so arís, like I had said before, meaning that we explain it, and then taíocht nó samplaí own takes an sin. Now, hahan no nar hahan on dawn lath. This question comes up all the time on Kesha. Na pauper. Do you like the poem? Why? If you're talking about dramas, do you like the drama? Why? So Dane Kincha go will cúpla fágat. So make sure you have some reasons. Why do you like the poem? Okay. Beidir rud ag an buna na tammy. Maybe you like it because of the themes. Maybe you like it bonatha na hiavana. Na Eva, na hiavana, tá siad go das. Beidir go bhfuil sé das scrífa. Maybe it's nicely wrote. Tá sé solar. It's clear, okay? No tá no focal, no na maffer, no payrod, tá siad éasca le hiiscint. Beidir would be another one. Éasca le tiiscint. It's easy to understand. So sin cúpla fá. I'll caiic ferber dhéanamh ar nói, but you're going to have to develop these. But by an tolas agam chef, you have all the information to develop these and make them more, make them níos fearr, make them a lot better than just na focal atá ar an Scoil an seo. So, táid ration seo chuig na habertí úsáideacha. So I did say at the beginning, we're going to come back to these habertí úsáideacha. Ego takes Jeaic Scoil in the context of Jeaic Scoil. So let's have a look. So Curran an fila bain air. So the poet puts an emphasis. The poet puts an emphasis on what? Well, sampla one. Curran an fila bain grá tishmahora sadan Jeaic Scoil. So the poet puts an emphasis on a parent's love in the poem Jeaic Scoil. Ceanella, Crohítar Eva de. Well, Crohítar Eva álan de bhúcail óg Daireana Jack agus é ag fannacht ag stad an bus. So a lovely image is created of a young boy called Jack and while he's waiting at the bus stop. Okay, so hógan to an abert and current to níos mó ólis leis. So you take the sentence and you put more information with it. Ceanella, léirítar blank go solar sa dain seo. So change it around a little bit. Léirítar go solar sa dain gur duine neamhsplach é Jack. So it is clearly seen that Jack is an independent person in the poem. Agus in Ceanella, bainter úsáid as blank chun béin her blank. Bainter úsáid as íomhána chun béin her an téine. So use is made of the images to put an emphasis on the theme, mar hampla. Okay, so mulhin div, I'd recommend you to have some of these filler abertí, okay, filler sentences that you can use. You're tushvik kainch fuin ein dawn in rira. Okay, when you're talking about any poem, ein dawn and shit. Okay, so in cashed of the ends of Leon fiha tree. So ma éicimid an seo. So if we have a look at the question. So Jane Crishias Garrett gá Eva sa dawn, no san Aaron a hatnian lat. On das fad. Lovely, lovely question to get here. So Arish Toshibona ni hiavana. So it's based on our images again. So piuk gá so you could pick two. Beidir Jack ag cur éadi féin. No, you could pick maybe Jack ag stad an bus. Jack ag stad an bus. Or you could pick on bhóthar. Ag féachint amach. Féachint amach ón bhainneog. Or the mom looking out from the window. Okay, pick ein ceann a reach, like state what it is, and then Dane further down, and then develop it a little bit more. Och, is ceist an dasation, but that's a really nice piece of question to get. And then on piece of Ella, the next piece was bunatha mochuchan. So Dane Crishius garage, short description. Bhuchan amháin a spragan an dawn nó an tairan on it. So, one emotion, describe briefly one emotion that the poem inspires in you. So, Rish luig an mochuchan. So you pick the emotion and then Crishius a dhéanamh, describe it. So you could pick something like áthas, spragan sé áthas on him. So maybe you could start your sentence something like this. Spragan an dawn, Jack or Scoil, áthas on him. So it inspires happiness in me. And then Alan into your eye leis an gceist. And then you continue on with the question. Now, ag féachint an gceann a bhí an bópar sa bhliain fiche dó. So the question that was there in 2022, okay, the gachar ag teach le chéile, so ní raibh aon rud riste síos, so things weren't broken up like they were before in other questions. So, ma échimíden sin, rounding dawn no iron on liste takes na dúgas tí a dó le hafrish ag ócád speisialta that you were going to recite at a special occasion. Scríomh riamhphoist chuig de chara faoi sin, so write an email to your friend about it. Scríomh an riamhphoist leathanach a trídeag hal, so write it on the next page, trídeag. In the riamhphoist, so in your email, what do you need to mention? Well, luig an ócáid speisialta. So you need to mention the special occasion. What is the special occasion? Is it Sharmanis I Hala an Phobal, ceremony in the community hall? Is it a Sharmanis I Hala na Scoile, ceremony in the school? Peirud. And meaning an fá a bhfuil téma an dawn rúnach den ócáid speisialta. Agus sin an píosa a bhíonn daltaí ag straicáilt le. This is the piece that students struggle with. So explain the reason why the theme of the poem is suitable for the occasion. So if we're a kind of Jack or Scoil, why is the theme of Jack or Scoil suitable for your occasion? Okay, pe ceann a fiochan tú, whichever one you pick. So you need to make sure you can make a link. Dane Crishius Eva amháin sa dawn. So describe an image in the poem. Luig mochuchan amháin sa dawn. Mention an emotion in the poem. And luig pointse amháin eile faoin dawn no iron, and mention one other point about the poem or the song. Now, an tolas céine atá ann ví sa ceist eile, it's the same kind of information, but we just have to put it all together. So a reach, point a dó an sin an ceann is tábhachtí. Point 2 is probably the most important. Just óhéamh chótéacs agus tuiscint. Okay, so you have to have your poem. Okay, this context we're talking about Jack or Scoil, but any poem, and make sure your theme can link to the occasion that you've mentioned. Okay, sin tábhachtach. Now, just ag féachint an scéim bhar chála, then having a look at our marking scheme here. Okay, so céir atá tasta chun ord bharcanna a bhaint amach. So what do you need to get high marks in this one? So, scríbh an tírethóir riamhphoist bunathe ar an dawn. So the applicant, they write an email based on the poem or the song. Sin go bra. Sias ma ar na pointí, a good description of the points. Lé ma ar na pointí, good discussion of points. Cur sias ar an bhá, ar an íbhá, ar an téma agus ar pointe eile. So description of the reason, the image, the theme, and another point. Tuiscint choléir léirithe. Clear understanding is illustrated. Tagartí maithe don dawn nó don éireann, good references back to the poem or song. Smaointe forbartha go maith, so thoughts are well developed. And then, cúpla rud an seo bunathe ar chuirsaí charamadí an seo, litríocht, puncaíocht agus gramadach, agus luann siad na haimseirí agus séimhú agus arú agus a lehéid. So, saolig é sin. So always keep this marking scheme in your head when you are ag scríobh. Okay, that you've developed your points, you have a tuiscint choléir, okay, a clear understanding, and tagartí maithe don dawn nó don éireann, and a clear understanding, okay, and well-developed thoughts chuig faoin dawn about the poem. Okay, so a rís a chuirde Gael, bhíomar ag caint faoin dawn, Dachar Scoil an seo, thuaimar tríd an dawn, bhíomar caint faoin na téimi, I hiamhána agus a lehéid sa dawn, an tedéal, mothúcháin, neart rud sin. Déicimar abertí úsáideacha I go takes Dachar Scoil. So we looked at useful sentences in the context of Dachar Scoil. Agus fléimar gá cheist scrúdatha an sin. And we discussed how to answer 2 exam questions. A rís, tá gur míle maith agaibh as a bheith lom inniu. Thank you for being with me inniu. Agus má tá ein ceisna agah se is féidir libh teagmháil a dhéanamh lom ar Instagram nó ar Twitter ag ExamRevision. So again, any questions, please get in contact to our accounts, ExamRevision, ar Twitter agus ar Instagram, on Twitter and on Instagram. Agus a rís is Misha Arlene agus gur míle maith agaibh.